Well, tomorrow the last two semi-final places are going to be decided. Bayern bringing a one-goal lead back to Munich, but finishing the job against Real Madrid in the Champions League is certainly never easy. And over at the Emirates, Arsenal look to stop the bleeding against Sporting. They're 1-0 up from that first leg. The stakes really do feel very high for Arsenal in that game, Thierry.
Yeah, it is. And if you're Sporting, if you see the way Man City played Arsenal and the way Bournemouth played Arsenal at the weekend, the way they went to put pressure in that 4-2-4, early doors, Arsenal didn't have an answer on how to step out from that. So I don't know what Sporting is going to do tomorrow, but yes, it is very important for the Arsenal to be able to win the game and make sure that they can prepare the game that we're all waiting for to see what time it is. Because for a very long time, I wasn't even focusing on Bournemouth. Even before the win or the Bournemouth winning, obviously, I wasn't focusing on that. I wanted that game. If I was a player, I want to win at City. I want to make a statement. You want to make a statement. You have an opportunity to do that. I'm not saying it's going to be easy, but that's what I'm waiting for.
Okay.
Through 4-0 on aggregate in the end against Liverpool. They're going to play either Bayern Munich or Real Madrid. And then on the other side of the draw, you've got Atletico book their place in the semi-finals. And we'll find out tomorrow who they play. Arsenal, who are 1-0 up against Sporting at the moment, have a chance to make the semi-finals too. As it stands, let's just have a look at PSG first. I mean, either one of those fixtures, if it's Bayern or Real Madrid, is going to be blockbuster.
Yeah, and it's not the team you want to face in form, playing exceptionally well, PSG. But I do see Bayern going through against Real Madrid. I think they have too much collectively. I think the stars will step up for Madrid, but it won't have enough.
Yeah.
And what about Atletico Madrid against Arsenal or Sporting? Should Arsenal fans be confident, Joe, do you think?
Arsenal fans should be very, very confident. They knew they was on the plum side of the draw. The league is one entity. I think tomorrow they'll turn up and they'll perform and they'll go through. In a tough game against a very good Lisbon team, and I think a semi-final against what we saw tonight, Atletico Madrid, Arsenal were a lot stronger in so many different areas. The only thing that Atletico have got against them is the experience of being in and around. Just Simeone's a massive part of that. Oblak's a massive part of that. Koke's a massive part of that. If they can, you know, it's going to be. It's going to be
in big moments.
Big moments.
Like they're more used to being in big moments and handling big situations
occasions.
in pressure.
Yeah, big occasions, bigger games. They're used to that as a collective, as a club, the fan base, the players. So yeah, I think that's a tougher game than the Barcelona game for me.
Really?
I think the styles of play, I think the way that Barca plays we've seen over the two legs, I think they open up and allow you to attack.
The reason I have Adam, there we go, a little bit from Ademola Lookman. He's got a big semi-final coming up in the Champions League. If you guys had to put your money somewhere, would you say that Atletico could make it all the way to the finals? You're nodding your head, go on.
I just believe that's a tougher game for Arsenal. I don't say Arsenal can't win. I just think it's a tougher opponent and the way they play is going to make them stutter a little bit.
Joe?
I think Arsenal can beat Atletico. It can obviously go either way. It's a semi-final. They're both quality, but I think Arsenal are a better team.
You've also, look, Arsenal have got to get through Sporting Lisbon, and the fortress is not a fortress at the Emirates anymore. And it is also a very highly pressured moment in Arsenal season, guys, isn't it? Could you see them crumbling?
Well, yeah, obviously. I believe they go through. I believe they beat Sporting. But then off the back of the weekend's fixture against City, then who knows how that derails them if they don't get the points needed there. So, yeah, it's a pivotal moment for Arsenal over the next couple of weeks.
What do you think, Joe?
Of Champions League, Arsenal. I think they can get to the final. And I don't think they can beat... In a final, anything can happen, but if you can ask me where I would put my money, I would bet back Bayern Munich or PSG to beat Arsenal in the final, but only just... But I do think Arsenal... I think a tide will turn at Arsenal soon and they'll... I've backed them all the way for the league and I still think they'll win the league. OK. Guys, thank you very much. You've been excellent company. I thoroughly enjoyed it tonight.
Ekitike went out with a serious-looking injury. Alexander Isak made his first start since December alongside Ekitike, but the partnership was broken up when Ekitike went off before half-time. Liverpool were awarded a penalty in the 65th minute, but the decision was overturned by VAR. All of 7 minutes later, Ousmane Dembélé put PSG ahead, and Dembélé scored again in time added on as PSG knocked Liverpool out for the second season in a row.
I think we made a lot of progression compared to last week. I have to give a lot of credits to the players, how hard they worked. I have to give a lot of credits to our fans. how they helped us tonight to execute our game plan. And that means if we have a high press, it's so helpful if there are fans behind you to keep on pushing you. That's what they did. Unfortunately, it's one of the many examples of this season where we weren't able to score from the many chances we had. Again, we were so far underperforming in terms of XG. And that is just an ongoing thing with us throughout the whole season. And add to that, as it seems to be a bad injury, we don't know sure yet. Add to that another intervention of the VAR, which went not in our favor. And that's also not for the first time this season. Then, of course, we are very disappointed because I think there were parts in the second half where you could just feel if we can score now, this is going to become a special night. And but the future looks very bright for this team, for this club, because we've shown that we can compete with the champions of Europe in our stadium. To be the dominant team, not many teams can be dominant against Paris Saint-Germain and generate so many chances as we did. But yeah, chances is one thing, scoring is a second.
Liverpool were the better team tonight. They really was. They just couldn't get that break. Didn't have that quality in the final third to get that breakthrough. We thought they got the breakthrough when McAllister gets brought down by Paco. I thought he runs into the back of him. It was soft. We know that. On-field referee give it. Then he's been sent over to the monitor. He overturns it. But I think there was contact into the back of the Achilles of McAllister. He goes down. He's entitled to with contact. Yes, he went down easy. And that would have given him half an hour, you know, to really... The crowd were brilliant tonight. They were really up for this game. And they got encouraged. And to be fair, the players performed like the fans did. It was excellent tonight. They really was. And I think if they play like this, they will 100% qualify for the Champions League. But that is minimum requirement. We're talking about a team who won the Premier League last season. This tie was lost in the first leg. He will be kicking himself. After the evidence of what we saw here tonight, Arne Slot would say, why didn't I go? I know it's easy in hindsight, but he'd say, why didn't I go over there and have a go? Wade never laid a glove on him over there in Paris. And they got away with a 2-0 defeat. But tonight, I thought they were really, really good.
Well, there was more bad news for Liverpool as Ugo Ekitike was stretchered off with a serious-looking injury. He went down with nobody around him before the medical staff treated his right leg.
Yeah, Hugo looks really bad, but it's difficult for me to say how bad. I think these things are... tomorrow we will... How do you say this? Investigate this further. How bad it is for him, let's see. Yeah, that it doesn't look good. That's clear.
Did you speak with him?
No. I didn't see him at half-time, and after the game he was already home. Went home, so I haven't spoken to him yet.
Well, Arsenal will play Atletico Madrid in the semi-finals if they get past Sporting Club. Atletico had to overcome a Barcelona fight back on the night to progress with a 3-2 aggregate win. Well, Barcelona levelled the tie inside half an hour with goals from Lamine Yamal and Ferran Torres before Ademola Lookman restored Atletico's grand aggregate lead. They secured their place in the semi-finals.
What a job Diego Simeone has done at that club. And, you know, deserved it overall. I mean, to go to the Camp Nou, come away with a 2-0 victory over there as well. But tonight, it was more about game management from them, and they've done that. I mean, it was end-to-end at some point, but he'll be absolutely delighted. And I'm sure his heart will be as well, because he was jumping up and down in that dressing room. He'll be getting a rest right now, because I've never seen anything like it in the touchline. It's incredible. But he can enjoy it tonight because his team's in the semi-final of the Champions League.